Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Recovery from anorexia. My journey. My story is what I meant to say. Recovery from anorexia. My story. I've seen other girls' story and they usually have like pictures and words and everything, but I'm too lazy to do that right now. Excuse me. And I'm still in my garage, and if you look right here, my squirrel is in the corner chewing on a stick at the moment, but won't bother him. Anyway, where I left off was, if you've been following me on my stories, my last intro was about the end of recital and in 2008, and how we went out to eat and I did not have fun at that. I forgot, I didn't even look up where we went. Somewhere. Anyway, it's always somewhere fancy, like, not too fancy, but like, you know, like Red Lobster, Mimi's Cafe, where they had them. Oh, I always yawn on these. Excuse me. And pardon me, I am in my pajamas because it's not late at night, but it's just later, and I wanted to be in my pajamas. It's my day off, so if you have a problem with that, you know what, just go away. Just kidding. Anyway, so let's continue on. Okay, so again, this is a trigger warning that I will be talking about weight and food, exercise, and all the other stuff that can get someone with anorexia triggered. And yeah, so I'm just warning you, because right now I honestly don't exactly remember where I left off, but I'm just gonna keep going. Alright, so already I was stressed out because after recital I knew that I wasn't going to be at dance very much. That my 6 days a week moving around at dance were now cut to 0 for 2 weeks before summer class started. So I was stressed out thinking, what am I going to do? How am I going to exercise that much without anyone knowing, or, you know, blah 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 blah. And it was very stressful for me. It's like I have no pity for myself, because it was like, it's the eating disorder talking, not me, because I didn't want to exercise, but I did. Alright, so come June, we actually joined a gym on Father's Day. I remember that very clearly because I remember it being a holiday, and it had kind of come out that I was anorexic. I didn't really say it in so much, but it's just like, my mom realized how skinny I was getting, and Carrie had been kind of noticing this whole time and just basically mad at me the whole time. Carrie's my sister, and she didn't want to do anything with me anymore, and we were like tight-knit, always did stuff together, and she never wanted to go out to eat with us. Well, even though I never like eat, she didn't want to go walk with us or anything. So that was right there, was just like, that was hurting me so bad, but not enough to stop yet. Yeah. So we had that issue, and they kind of knew I was just acting weird at dance. I'm going back to dance real quick because I just thought of a couple things. It's like, my hair being so funny. Excuse me. I kind of felt bad because I was teaching children, and I looked the way I did. I mean, I was skin and bones, basically. Enough. I said basically, yeah. There was nothing to me, and I knew that. But I still taught, and I still, you know, was recommending people eat, and I liked seeing people eat, but I didn't ever eat myself there. In fact, after dance, I would go and exercise in the bathroom. Forgot about that. Yeah, that happened quite a bit because I didn't want to do so much exercise when I got home. I wanted to get it over with at the bathroom. Like crunches on the floor. Yeah, on the floor in the bathroom. That's gross. But I did it. And I remember this one class, Carrie wanted me to help her teach with this other girl, and I didn't because I wanted to be in the other room doing like dance routines, like over and over and over, like high energy dance routines. I mean, I would come out of there sweating, and it was just me by myself dancing to music, because I knew that, you know, that was calories I was burning rather than stand in a little kid class and help her teach and make memories. No, I wanted to be in the other room exercising. So yeah, that happened a lot. Like, just different things like that at dance happen. But I'll talk about that stuff later. But we're trying to get into summer, so let's get to summer. Summertime. We joined a gym. on Father's Day. That's where we're. 10 Fitness is what it's called. So it was really cheap. It was $10 a month. And we got the family plan so my dad could go. So I think all 3 of us went to the gym that day. Because we joined it. And then, yeah, all 3 of us went to the gym. And, seeing an anorexic skinny girl in a gym is just kind of annoying. And I know I probably annoyed a bunch of people. And they were probably concerned seeing me in there. Because I was doing exercises with weights and kind of like I normally would if I was at a normal weight, but obviously I was not. So we did that, and like I said, had come out kind of that I was anorexic or watching when I eat too much, exercising. So I had to promise them that, you know, I was gaining weight. So they weighed me. I believe they weighed me. Maybe they didn't that day. I don't think they wanted to. I didn't want to either. I hated scale. I hated seeing my weight. Hated it because if I didn't see it at a certain number, you know, I'd want it to go lower, and it would just start a bad trigger. Yeah, so after we did our gym workout, which was fun because it was my dad, I remember us going to Walmart and picking out some food, like to make for Father's Day. It was a really good healthy meal, like meat and potatoes, corn, I think, like so lots of vegetables. It was good. So we went home and ate that. I didn't eat very much. Just my set amount because to be honest though, you do get really full very quickly when you're going through anorexia because, well, our stomachs are like tiny. They don't expand very much and the metabolism is like as slow as a turtle. You don't realize that the anorexics metabolism's slowed down because you're not feeding the metabolism anything. When you feed it, like I eat all the time because I'm starving now. Not literally starving, but it's like I'll eat something and then like probably about an hour later I'm like, oh, I'm so hungry because I have a very fast metabolism now, which is awesome because I didn't have very much metabolism back then. Okay, so yeah, summer was just kind of, it was hard because I felt like I was being watched more because it kind of come out that I had an eating disorder. So Mama and Carrie were just on me all the time to eat more, to eat this, eat that, why are you eating that? You know, just constant badgering and watching what I eat and asking what I ate. I remember just how irritated I got with that, and they were really concerned about me, so I would be too. I'd be doing the same thing. I'd be like, okay, why aren't you eating? Why are you eating that? Don't you need more? You should eat this, you know? But to be quite honest, if anyone's watching this video and you have a loved one going through anorexia, I would not recommend doing that to them all the time because that's really triggering, very triggering. Like them saying that I just need a big old hamburger and fries and I need to eat stuff like that all the time and milkshakes. Yeah, that's what you want to say. I know. It's true because you see this skin and bone person, you just want to feel like that's the only way you can get meat on their bones is by filling them up with the probably the most scary food to an anorexic are like hamburgers and hot dogs. Any kind of ice cream and shakes and sweet stuff. That was triggering to me, and whenever they'd say that, like, you just need to eat a hamburger, fries, we're gonna go get you a milkshake every day, I'd be like, well then I better restrict a lot more than I have been doing in case they show up with a hamburger and sit right in front of me and watch me eat it. So that was in my thinking, was in case they actually go and get me this hamburger and watch me eat, I better restrict my butt off and work out like a lot just in case. And that wasn't even a sure thing. It was just like that thought was there, so that made me go off further than what I've been doing. So that happened a lot, and it freaked me out because I was like, oh, I don't want to eat a hamburger, I don't want to eat, you know, a shake. So I promised them, I was like, look, I will gain weight, but I have to do it on, you know, my terms. I have to do it the way I can do it. And they weren't too happy with that because they hadn't seen any results yet because I had been saying that for a while. And I'd always go to bed before Carrie. But one thing I did do that was extra on my part was I did eat a little bit of peanut butter before going to bed. And okay, this was a pathetic amount. I mean, literally, it was probably the size of my pinky nail, the white part. That much peanut butter is how much I ate to say that I'm eating more. Yeah, that's not more. But anyway, moving on. I I think I have so much, but I'm just trying to get this 2008 year over with. Then I'll go into like other things, what I used to do, and maybe you're related, like you have relatable, maybe it's relatable what I'm doing or saying, and like you're like, oh my gosh, I do that too. Oh my gosh, I did that. So hopefully you are hearing some things that you did, that I did, and now that I don't do. So I'm hoping to achieve that. Anyway, okay, we're gonna skip a whole month and go to July. July is when our dance convention started, and we had already been dancing in our summer classes, which was only like 2 days a week, but still it was something that we did because we did a summer recital, so we had to get ready for it. And of course I wanted to dance as much as possible. I have like a wheeze. Anyway, so the annual, such a cobweb, the annual dance convention came up. It was called SADM, Southern Association of Dance Masters. We had been going to that for a while. It was a lot of fun the way they used to do it. It kind of changed and didn't get so, I mean, it wasn't fun anymore because they changed how it was. It was a lot of fun. You would arrive, most of the time it was in Memphis, Tennessee. You'd arrive there at the hotel. You kind of go shopping, whatever, hang out with friends that night. Go to your room. The next day you get up early and you go to dance classes. You had 3 hours of dance class in the morning, a lunch break, 3 hours of dance class in the evening. That happened 2 days. So 2 days in a row. You know, dance convention, morning, night. Then you would have the competition, dance competition. And that was fun. And then you get up the next day, do the same thing. Dance convention, morning, night. That night was so fun because it was the banquet. Where you dress up fancy, you get to have, you know, food served to you, and it's just like you felt like special. And then the next day is you get up and you go home. So it was really nice. I loved it like that. Then they changed it to, they just changed the way you did it, and it wasn't so fun. Anyway, so at the dance convention, of course, here I am showing up a year later. These people had seen me at a normal weight in 2007. I had just kind of started toning up, but I was looking normal. I was still, you know, hefty and nice and strong looking, but not anything like they saw this year. So I walked in. I still remember what I wore. I wore jeans, a white tank top, and one of those little shawl. It was like a knitted pink shawl. I actually have video. I might have to find that and film, record some of that because I want you to see what I look like then. Anyway, so I wore that and had short hair because I lopped it all off after the recital as a turning point because I wanted it, I forgot, I totally didn't tell y'all that. I wanted to do, it was like a turnaround. I wanted to prove to them that I was ready to turn around, so I had long hair down to my like mid-back or maybe lower, almost touching my butt, and I lopped it off to like short hair. And I gave my hair 2 locks of love, but I should have done wigs for kids. Anyway, moving on, sorry. So we saw some people that we knew as we're walking in, and I could see it in their eyes. I could see it in the face that they were just like, who is that? I mean, I don't think some of them recognized me. I was that bad looking. I was old looking. My face was wrinkly. I was skin and bone. I looked like I was about ready to fall over any minute just because I looked weak. My eyes would never open all the way. I could barely feel. I couldn't laugh. I mean, it was just, I still remember the feeling. It was awful. So, you know, I think people that night had talked to Carrie. Carrie and this other dance teacher had a meeting to go to. So I was left up in the room, which would be so much fun now because I'd probably sleep or crochet or eat something or something, but not for an anorexic to be left alone in a room for like, I think it was like 3 hours. I want to say about 3 hours. So guess what I did, people? Guess what I did? I exercised pretty much the whole time. I had a routine to follow, and I did it like way more than usual because I was just anxious about being away from home, away from my comfort zone. Arthur, you're going crazy. Comfort zone was home because they knew that I had a set time, that I could do exercises, and I knew what to eat. I knew what I was going to eat, and being at the dance convention, you don't really know what you're going to eat, and that was just playing with my brain, and I was anxious, and the only thing I could think to do was exercise for as long as I could while Carrie and our friend were away. And then I came back to the room, and of course I was acting like, I think I was laying on the bed or something, because I couldn't figure the TV out. Probably because my brain was turning to mush because I didn't feed it anything. Oy. Anyway, so from there, the dance convention went alright. We danced in the morning. Of course, I danced in the morning. Lunchtime was hectic because I didn't want to eat anything. I think Carrie actually ate lunch in her meeting, so I was kind of left on my own to eat. Again, not a good idea because I don't think I ate much anyway. Competition was fun. I don't think it was I in. I forgot if I was in a dance. Maybe I think it was. Maybe not. I don't remember. But it went fine, you know, as usual. You had some bad dances, and you had the good dances, and you had the typical dances, and so on and so forth. And we always ate out after the competition, which was at Macaroni Grill. And of course, we were surrounded by everyone, and I felt like I was just being stared at. I know I was being stared at because of the way I looked. And I didn't want to eat very much, of course, because Macaroni Grill is all pasta and starchy foods and, you know, fattening this and that and bread and blah, blah. I was just like stressed out again. Didn't eat much because what I did eat probably bloated me right then and there, and I was just miserable. And we went home that night, and I think we ate a cookie. I think I had an Oreo. I want to say. I don't know. And then the next day was the same thing. Convention was you dance 3 hours, lunch, dance 3 hours, banquet. Now the banquet was always so much fun, but again, I think I was just being stared at because we have food in front of you. You're sitting at the table with everybody, and oh, I can still feel the strain of being watched. And Carrie went sitting with me, so I didn't have to eat everything on my plate because the girls that were sitting around me, they didn't really pay attention much. They're eating their own stuff. I think I actually filmed a little bit of them while they're eating so I can get away from my plate. And yeah, I just didn't eat very much because Carrie couldn't watch me, so I didn't have to. I was very conniving. I was like, you know, always looking around, see if I could sneak something away or pretend to eat this or that. I was very conniving. I was really good at hiding food. Sorry, my squirrel is going nuts over here. No pun intended. So the next day after actually I danced at the banquet, and again I felt just horrible because I didn't have energy and I just looked funny. I looked bad. Looked really bad. Looking back there, I was just like, I cringe at those pictures. I was like, ugh. I think the picture that I showed in one of my other videos, that's the picture at the banquet. What I wore. I think so. Yeah, I think so. We had to go find that. Excuse me. And came my favorite day, leaving day, where we get to go home. And we snacked in the car. I would snack a little bit because I know it was just, you know, a small amount that I was eating. So I was okay with that. The eating disorder was okay with letting me snack on little things here and there. It was, we'll make up for it later, you know. It was like, fine, that's just small, it won't bother you much, blah blah. Just like, thank you. I know it's crazy that you're ruled by the other voice in your head. It's just like, it ruled me bad. And I mean, the result was me being super skinny and unhealthy, and yeah. I'll come to find out, after we got home, Carrie later told me that she was really wanting me to work on getting better, gaining weight, because everyone at the dance convention, all these ladies, they thought I was sick with cancer. That hit hard. I mean, I was just like, I'm not sick. She's like, yeah, everyone thought you were sick with cancer because of the way you looked. Because I looked like a cancer victim. I mean, not that all cancer victims, you know, lose a lot of weight, but I have seen some where just like, towards the end, they have no weight because they have no appetite, they don't eat. I mean, that's what happens to a lot of cancer victims. And I did look like that. But the thing is, I did it to myself. That's what hurt me so bad. That's where I was just like, enraged with myself because these people that are battling cancer, it just happened to them because they were living normal lives, and all of a sudden this bad thing happens, and that's what caused them to die, go in the hospital and die. And here I am, a perfectly healthy person, putting myself through this horrible eating disorder, this mental disorder, for what? You know, I was just like, why am I doing this to myself? These people, I mean, I feel so sorry for the people that are just dwindling away, not by their own choice, but by a disease. I mean, I know anorexia is a mental disease. It's a disorder in your brain. It's just something's going wrong there. But it's just like, it just took, I don't know, I feel bad still. Like, why did I let this happen to me? Is what I kept saying. It's like, why did I let this happen? I saw it happening. Why did I continue to go this far to where it changed my appearance to make me look sickly, to where it made my family worried and scared and had people asking at dance, and I look all fragile and frail, and I lost my period. I couldn't eat much anymore. My skin was hurting when I touched it. I was losing feeling in my legs, like the nerves, those were gone. I'd already say I couldn't laugh. It hurt to laugh because I couldn't make a laugh come. I didn't have energy. I mean, what are you eating? Okay. Yeah. So that was summer of 2008. And then I have another section to go after this. I'm probably gonna stop there, but so that's what I got from that. It's just I still remember the feelings I felt. I was just like ashamed of myself, but not enough to make me stop. Does that make sense to anybody? Some people are real belligerent. Like, I've known some people, I've watched lots of anorexic videos, and some of them are just belligerent to the point that they deny it, or they say, this is the way I want to be, and this is how it's going to be, and I'm not going to eat, I'm healthy, blah, 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 blah. Obviously, they're not. But the one thing that's different about me, I guess, during some of this was I realized this was not good. That I'm totally not me. That this other voice is telling me to do stuff in my head. And I did not listen. I mean, I listened. I didn't listen to me. I just let it take over, and excuse me. So yeah, like I said, I've watched lots of videos, and a lot of them I can relate to. Some of them are a little different than what I went through, and some are like I said, real relatable, because I watched them do it. I was like, I'm doing that, and then it kind of clicked. I was like, I think I do have anorexia, maybe. It's like I was a little bit in denial, but it came to be that I went through anorexia, very bad eating disorder. I guess I'll save the last part of the year for next time, or I'm trying to hit, all bases, and then I would like to talk about some more stuff that I used to do that I don't do anymore, or how I used to eat, but that's going to be after. I just want to get through this 1 year as my story. I know I'm taking forever to tell my story, but hey, I've been wanting to tell this story for a while, so sorry if you're bored or whatever. It's just one way for me to help get it out. It's a happy ending, so you might as well listen. I say too much. So that was my dance convention experience. I did not like. Another good thing about those dance conventions, I mentioned this earlier, but was going shopping. I loved going to the mall. That was so much fun. We actually had to go to the mall because I had to find a dress for the banquet that night because I didn't have anything, but it had to have sleeves on it. If there's one part of my body I was so ashamed of, it was my arms, because they were that big around, nothing but skin and bone and veins, and my shoulders up here were all squared off, and like the point right here on the shoulder like stuck out real bad, and I was so ashamed. I could never wear short sleeves in the summertime. At dance, I always had a shawl or something covering up my arms. It was bad. And I hate it when it got really hot in the summertime. I'm kind of going back. I'm sorry. I just thought about that. Because my arms would get so veiny. Like, awful veiny. They would stick out everywhere on top and on bottom. And it was just like, what's going on? I was like, well, you don't have any meat on your bones to hide your veins. That's what's going on. There was no meat to hide the veins. Not like now. I got meat. I got lovely, lovely arms that, a little rough right there. That in the summertime, I wore short sleeves all the time. And like, you know, there's something there. I gotta work on that a little bit. A little flabby. But yeah, I'll get to how wonderful things are afterwards. After my story, just hang in there, okay? You can make it. You can do this. You can survive. I don't care how far into it you are. I don't care if you got full-blown anorexia, full-blown bulimia, both. You can overcome this, and it's gonna be hard. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but you can do it. It can be done. I'm living proof of that. All right, Arthur, I'm gonna get out of here now. And you guys, I hope you have a great evening, afternoon, morning, night, whatever time it is that you're watching this. I hope you just enjoy that day. Take it easy. Don't stress. Live your life and be happy. Because that's what I'm gonna do right now, because I'm hungry and I'm gonna go eat. Okay, so this is the dance. I think this is recital. That's me right there. Right there. See, I'm a little on the skinny side. I had no energy. Or shape. I like that dance too. Too bad I couldn't dance it full out. This is another dance. Brighter colors so you can actually see what it looks like. It was a rehearsal, so it's not like it was recital or anything. That's why I'm in a different dress. Yeah, like the smallest one. You know, there's like tiny girls, but yeah, I was probably the skinniest one. Oh, I mean, I look awful. I do not like how I look. I just remember I had no energy. You can kind of tell. Awful. And one of my favorite genres of dance is point. I love point. Ballet in general, I loved it. You can actually hear my mom wanting to talk about me. I was Maleficent in the ballet.
So now we're at the point where we're having to make her version sure. We're 3 days. We're trying to get to about this time. She's doing better. Yeah, well, she's still started slowly. Yeah. What's hard? I know. She's so busy with her young like that. Well, she's just at that age too where you just. She's called 22. Yeah, 22. Is that Gary? Well, I got some friends of those. They'll give us some copies. That's good. You get some good pictures from back here.
It's me being. So this is what I was talking about when I was at the dance convention and Carrie was in a meeting and I was up in the room. Well, I couldn't just sit still, so I had to do something. So this is the result of that. Yeah, I'm crazy. And it was a little on the boring side, so I don't blame myself too much, but I just did this the whole time though. I didn't play around a little bit and then lay down. I did this the whole time.
You just saw me with staying in the room madness. Been in here for about an hour and a half now. Doing nothing but watching the same preview thing over and over and over and over. I mean, look, I can mouth it, I think. No, it's noise. It's 2000 BC. It would be longer when I talk. But yeah. He's gonna be elephants, and then he's gonna be a stampede. Those guys are chasing him. And then he's gonna look at him, the little saber-tooth's gonna look at this guy. See? So yeah. I'm bored. So you just saw me acting odd. Parental baby. Alright. I have it on strobe and it's weird. It's like my mouth is talking and it's behind. Ew. I don't like how my mouth and my face like right now. It's too thin and scrawny looking and yucky. It's like, I don't like the way my face and my body looks right now. I'm going to change it. I hope you can see this.